Testing, testing. Okay, I think I got it. Let me just check this other one real quick here. Properties. All right, that one's okay. I don't know why the Yeti like loses contact with the universe sometimes. Okay. I think we're good. I'm glad I checked it early. Now, ideally, I would have checked it 5 minutes ago, but at least I didn't check it 10 minutes into the yakking this time. So we will take what we can get. Okay, so I see you guys are talking about iMac. Yeah, it is sad. So basically, why they're breaking up, I mean, they didn't say, so I don't want to say like too much, but it was basically, and to my knowledge, that all I know of is that a big chunk of the people suddenly could not do it anymore, or didn't want to for various reasons. Like somebody had another job commitment, and there was just those kind of issues. They had the last conference did not make a lot of money, so they were actually kind of close to the like zero mark on profit margins, like, so it was kind of a good time to cut because like there wasn't a lot of funds and stuff. That I don't, I'm not 100% on that, but that was the impression I got. But I think almost all of it was that there was a few people who didn't want to, but they couldn't do it by themselves, and the other people just had things that they had to do. Life happens, and they put a lot of time into it and a lot of commitment into it. So, it wasn't a small thing to keep managing it. So I think that they're going to, my understanding is that they will officially dismantle the official nonprofit, basically. It could be that a few of the people will still, do some stuff here and there. Maybe in a couple years, the environmental change. It doesn't mean that a conference can never happen again. But the official nonprofit is being dismantled. A lot of the people on the board just can't do it anymore. And I think it could be also, as you guys have said, like it just seems like the Mandela kind of stalled. And maybe it's because I'm older, and so everybody that's older that was going to see it has seen it. There's a few people like still coming in that didn't know, that are able to see it and found out recently. But for the most part, it's been years now, and the majority of people at my age that were going to notice it have noticed it, or accept it, or whatever. I think the younger generation is another story, but they don't look at it the same way as it's just sort of like a fun thing for them. It seems like, oh, it's like a chance for a little excitement in life, a little bit of drama. They're taking it lighter, and that's probably a much easier road to take, and might be a more healthy road anyways. But are those people going to go to like a conference on it? And, they're younger. They probably don't have that much money. The economy is not that great. So right now, like, it just doesn't really seem like the community is going very anywhere in particular. So that might contribute it. That's my personal opinion. I actually have not talked to any of the people involved. As far as I know, it is just that they had other commitments that have come up. And the timing was weird because all at once, like, a big chunk of the board couldn't do it anymore. Like, it's almost like it was destiny or something. Because, I mean, what are the odds? If one peeled off last year, then they would probably just handle it and maybe replace that one. And then if another one peeled off. But if everybody at once goes, oh, newsflash, I don't want to do it anymore. It's kind of like, well, what are you going to do, The last few people, are they able to carry it all? I hope personally that after a couple years, some of the people might free up more time, maybe do a lighter version of it. Don't do as much work. It doesn't have to be an official nonprofit for that to happen. I don't know. It might be, this is kind of my way of dealing with things sometimes, is just go, well, maybe in the future we'll get it back, you know. So it could be just my pipe dream that that's going to happen. I really don't know what's going to happen with the Mandela. You know, the UFO thing has become, in a way, big business, where there's tons of conferences, and it's, you know, definitely you can support a big fat conference with UFO. Yeah, you know, Mandela, no, but, you know, maybe in 5 years it'll be a hot thing, or maybe it won't. I don't know. It's, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I actually just found out about it today, like right after it aired, so I'm also a little like, haven't really thought it through. Now there's a third book in the series of Barron Trump and the Last President book series from 1900. Really? You know, some of these I didn't follow that closely, but that does sound interesting. I wonder what happens in that book. It was a bit odd to make this an official thing. I think it was this, though. Mandela seemed like it would be huge. I mean, in a way it is for all of us who see it, because, I mean, it's crazy. It's hard to not think of it every day. I don't know if there's been a day past that I didn't think of it, because everywhere there's Mandelas, so you can't not think of it. Like, you're sitting and driving in the Honda logo, the H is different, and the Coca-Cola, and then you just can't not think about it. But I think they thought that it would just grow like the UFO thing grew, and it just hasn't really. So I think maybe that is part of it. And the economy's weird. The direction of where the countries are going is weird. It's very unsettled right now, so I think that might also contribute. But I think also, and I agreed with this, if they didn't do it, probably somebody else would have. And I'm not sure if I would have liked the other group as much as I like this group. So it was kind of like to make sure no nefarious characters control the narrative. I think that was also a concern. My personal opinion, anyways. And Fats 45. I don't know. Do I know you? Maybe you have a different login today, because I don't really remember that name. So, anyway, I do have a fair lot of these today, including some weird rainbows. Okay, so somebody I know was looking at a rainbow. He took a photo of a rainbow near his place. This is Bill. I didn't grab his picture because his picture was a little faint, and I didn't need to because I just went online to see if there was more of them, and there are. So basically it's this situation here where there's not just the first rainbow, but like these I think of them as echoes of the first. So you get the one range of color, but then it like starts over or something. So his picture that he posted, you could see some of this, like, wait, it didn't stop at ultraviolet. There was like, it went back to a little red, and then I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, so I looked them up, and sure enough, this is the thing, and it's called supernumerary rainbow, where it's just like more of them. I don't know, like, it's not the double rainbow that we saw show up. It's just like, I don't know, supernumerary, whatever. Supernumerary, I guess, X super numbers. Okay, and this one's also showing up too. I guess we're going to get reflective rainbow. So I don't know if you remember a couple years ago, there was an image where a whole bunch of rainbows, like there was like 6 or 7 rainbows everywhere. And that was not in reality. And the story was that this was all like Photoshop, right? Now those rainbows don't exist. But now they could have, because we have, after a couple years, we've reached to where they could be true. There's another thing I noticed with these rainbows lately is that when there's doubles, they don't always follow the same arc anymore. It seems like down here, this space between them is wider than up here. It's almost like it's got those wide leg pants or something. I wonder if this one's real. So this one's even crazier than that viral one. Let's see. Zoik. I am not sure if that one was real. There's not enough info. It could have been real is the point, though. I think that one may not, because I don't think this could be real. And usually the supernumerary ones, the second ones are lighter. So this could be that one, and then this little one, that one would be legit. There could have been some reflective ones, but over here, I'm not sure yet. Now, we may have a couple more shifts and that will be legit, but I don't think we're there yet. Okay, this one almost looks like it's supernumerary, but I'm not sure. So I know it's not AIs because my friend took that image, so twinned. I don't think I've looked up twinned today. How those exotic twinned rainbows form. Double rainbows had their 50 minutes of fame on the internet. Yeah, when they showed up in the timeline. Now get ready for their even more mysterious cousin. Twinned rainbows. Let me just write this down. Twinned rainbows. So I guess this is not supernumeraries, or is it? Yeah, see, because it's almost like they split at the source instead of echoing. Twin rainbows. Oh, produced through computer simulation. Ah, lies. The rainbow is split because of the interaction of light with two types of water drops, some smaller, spherical, and some larger water drops that become non-spherical. The different shapes cause light to leave the water drops in two different directions. Wait, how does it get like that? That you'll have two different sets of raindrops that all match each other, like they all match 50% of the other. Now, this is not real, as they said. So, they're talking about twin rainbows, but they don't have an image of a twin rainbow. Triple and quadruple rainbows have even been spotted. Even rarer, however, is the twin rainbow, where two arcs split from a single base rainbow. Computer models of these natural wonders are helping his colleagues explain. All right, so somehow I missed those. Let's just look at the twinned rainbows. Knows what I'll see. This is an example of two, and this one is supernumerary, because see, it ends with, it should end with the ultraviolet, but you can see another line of yellow here. I think there's some red and then some yellow, so spinning back around. All right, let's just check this twinned rainbow thing. Twinned rainbow, the times. Okay. The other thing interesting about this is that this one only has yellow and red. It doesn't have all of the rainbow parts. That one, I believe, that I clicked on earlier should be legit. Martin Gray captured the twin rainbow over Guy Ran Orkney. Okay, so there's one here. You know, it's interesting because it looks like that one's also split also. None of them really line up with each other. This one doesn't line up with this one. Nor that one, nor that one. Huh. Okay, so that's two sets of two different water droplets. All right. So that one wasn't there last time I looked. Oh, here's another kind. I have not seen this kind. All right, now they're not even sure how it's done. They have images of it. A stronger possibility is that non-spherical raindrops produce one or both bows. Surface tension forces keep small raindrops fiercely spherical, but as they fall, large drops are flattened by air resistance. Okay. Reality has not decided how they're going to officially explain these away then, I guess. Alright, so... I think we're just going to see more and more of these, though. Supernumerary. So another change I'm seeing now is that the thickness of the colors is no longer consistent, and some might or might not be there. Some of these are real fat, some are real thin. So that's a little bit different. That's real hairs in my face. Oh, okay. Saw a quadruple rainbow. Okay, this one I think Snopes. Okay, I think that's the one that went viral before. You know, it looks a little different than I remember it. No. 8 rainbows. Okay, so the original is this one. So I think originally for me, they said, oh, the original is this one, and it was just 2. I don't think that one was in there last time. This is an outstanding example of primary and secondary rainbow occurring together with reflected light counterparts. Oh, that's crazy. So that is legit, they're claiming. Look at how thick the red is here, and then it's... Okay, so I was gonna get to those. All right. Oh, bizarre. So here it's like green and red. Here it's red and yellow. Then there's some yellow down here. Now it's all red. This is crazy. Okay. I don't even know why I'm surprised, but here we go. Twinned. That one we already did. I think this one I had out to show you the supernumerary again. This one I think is probably fake currently, but it doesn't say it is. But we did get the name for that dark spot in between when there's 2, and that's called Alexander's Band, after philosopher Alexander de Aphrodisias, who was the first to write of this phenomena. Okay, there's the supernumerary. There's a really good example. Monochrome rainbows are a thing now. Now you can see this one has 2, and I have not seen a monochrome when it has like a second. This is a second band. It looks like it even is trying to have a 3rd band, maybe. Moonbows. Okay, when moonbows first showed in, they were just kind of foggy, but now we see there's lots of color on the moonbows. There's the fog bows, ghost rainbows. Let's see. Okay, that was it for that one. All right, this is a reflection rainbow. So the story then is that there'll be regular rainbows, and then a body of water will make a reflection rainbow. And this kind of explains it. I can't say that I totally understand it. But now the story is that rainbows are actually round, but you only see like maybe part of it sticking up, but somehow the rest is implied. And then there's this water, and somehow I don't really get it, but like, tell me if you understand this, but that's the story, okay? That somehow the water makes another one. Okay, so this is the real one, except for it's so you can see how the reflected one then sticks up right here, because that's this one. I don't really get it. Like I said, I don't think I'm smart enough for this timeline, but here's some examples of, this is the primary, this one's reflected, this is a secondary, and then this is a reflected secondary. So you can see it's getting crazy. Primary, primary reflection, secondary, secondary reflection. So quadruple's not that big a deal anymore because the primary, secondary, like the double rainbow, if it comes near water, then suddenly you got quadruples. I hope that makes sense to you guys, because it doesn't. I know. I almost said it, General Star. I almost said it. Aphrodisias, really? I feel like I'm getting trolled with that name for sure. You know, for a while, the flat earthers are saying all of that weird stuff shows that there's like a dome over the earth. But I did notice that these rainbows, they come down in front of mountains and stuff. So I know they're definitely not like way out there. You can even, last I checked, you could even like drive to the base of them, because when I was a kid, you could never, because it would always kind of be off in the distance. You could never get to the base of it. Now, I don't know if that's still true, but for a while, and I know I had it on here, you could drive to the base of them and go, I'm in the rainbow. Oh, guys, you guys talked for a while on here. Let me, you know what? Let me put it on live chat real quick. Yoink. Now I have to start over. Book series, I thought that was just one book. I kind of more hint to that, but I'm afraid to really say, because I just didn't really look at it. Like if there was any other books, but they just didn't have the interesting storyline that had to do with current time or... If it's real, maybe Trump traveled in time from the future. We've seen that stuff of interest now goes backwards in time, so I tend to suspect that that's actually more the story. Shades of Gray Rainbow, that would be that fog bow. Have not heard of the Ayin. White egg yolk. I have not seen that, but I did start getting the double yolkers lately, which would be the first time ever in my life, and me who eats a lot of eggs. So yes, I vote twinned rainbow as Mandela effect. I've looked at rainbows before and I didn't find any of those. I did find that like the double rainbow has been around for a while. Oh, that, I think I did see, somebody found a really old book where they talked about dilemma being spelled differently. Yes. It's square raindrops. You know what? I would not be shocked if their square raindrops turn out to be a thing. I really wouldn't. There'd be some weird electromagnetic field, surface tension, conservation explanation. I mean, it would be all technical and oh, okay. Square rainbows. You know, I really just wouldn't be surprised if any of that showed up. Okay, so this one, more of the old residual. Who was it? Wait. Who was this person who found this for me? This is Anden Croft, going by Jared Croft now. But I think his old his old moniker was Anden. I guess he lost his phone, so he had to change it. Couldn't log in anymore into the old one. Okay, so I don't know when this is old black and white stuff, but basically this guy is talking about how we're on the edge of the universe. Okay, and I do need to make sure that you could hear it. I'm actually getting my control panel. You can't see my control panel, but I can see it.
Do we think we are? We're a fifth-rate, miserable, measly little system out on the edge of the Milky Way.
Out in the edge of the Milky Way.
Fooling around the universe with 4,000 or 5,000 years of so-called civilization.
Okay, that's only a really important part, but... So yes, on the edge of the universe. And of course now we're in the middle of the universe. We're not on the edge anymore. But that was another piece of residual back in the day. White yolk eggs. Alright, I gotta look this up. Eggs with white yolks are safe to eat. The color of the yolk is influenced by the diet of the chicken. If the hen is fed a diet that lacks pigments, such as yellow corn or alfalfa meal, the yolks may appear white or very light. While the color of the yolk does not affect its nutritional value, I think it probably does, actually. Many prefer darker yolks. Huh. So they're not even that weird. If you just didn't feed them orange stuff, then they don't. It's really from pigmented feed that are yellow. What the F? Okay, no. I mean, like, we've had chickens that didn't eat much corn. They all had yellow yolks. Now, one thing I do know is lately they've been saying that, well, it's been going around in recent years that, hey, the natural chickens that live in natural environments have more yellowish yolks. So then people were looking for that. And then I found out that they started tinting the feed to make the yolks more yellow. So then suddenly all the store ones now are bright yellow also. But I guess now what? They always tinted the feed to make them yellow? Is that the story? Because they're definitely more yellow than they were before, in my opinion. Okay, so white yolk eggs are natural. Craziness. Okay, yes, that's a good find. There's been a lot of like little goofy things lately, so I do think we're like getting a lot of shifty, because I went outside and now there's like this big rock out there, and now there's like a light next to it, and I'm pretty sure they didn't install it lately. I mean, I don't see any trenching. I guess there's a chance it was burnt out and they replaced it, like it was burnt out for years and years and years, and I never saw it, and then they just, I guess, but I'm a little suspicious that there never was a light back there, because there's no lights anywhere in the landscaping, like anywhere, except for there. So that's one, and there's been a couple of just of like other little things like that I'm like, I'm pretty sure that just, oh, here's one. Kind of weird, but all right. So I'm not a big fluoride fan, so I use the charcoal toothpaste, and I think it helps whiten teeth a little. It doesn't taste too bad. So I usually buy like a couple at a time, because I know sooner or later I'll use them. I do use a few other toothpastes and kind of cycle around, but that's one of my go-to ones. Well, I've had this tube of it for a while. I mean, I'm like half done, and I just noticed now that it's just not that black anymore. And I've used half the tube, and like, so like last week when I was using that tube, and then you spit it out, and that is the one thing gross about charcoal toothpaste is it's like black. You know, you're spitting out like black because it's charcoal. But then I spit it out like yesterday, and it wasn't black. It was kind of light gray. Like, I'm like, oh, that's weird. Where's all the color? Then I'm like, did I not put enough in my mouth? Like, I thought I put my normal amount. So today when I did it again, I'm like, okay, I'm going to make sure that I put plenty on, and I checked, and it's light gray. Now, it looks dark when it comes out, and I mean, like, is it that the front half of the tube had darker than the back half, or is it just operating differently, or I don't know what's going on, but it's just another one of those weird, like, suddenly, it's strange. Now, if I had just bought a new tube, I thought maybe they put less pigment in. No, it's the old tube. So, there's just goofy crap like that. Okay, so this is Jackie found this image. It's an old image of Nicola Tesla, and it's just like an amazing image that I have never seen before. So I'm like really suspicious on this one being new, because this just looks like it showed up, basically. It's so cool. How could we not see this one? Now, there's been a lot of Tesla stuff showing up over, you know, getting more and more crazy over time. So he's just sitting there, studying while all this happens? So yeah, Jackie found this, and this is another one I've never seen. And I mean, I've looked at the Tesla stuff enough times, you would think that would show. What did I even do? I don't think I even, okay. Alright, I did say it pretty clearly, but still. That is an amazing one. The story in my timeline was this: the yolk was yellow, but if you fed them carrots or pigmented things, it made the yolk more orangey. Yeah, that's more like what I remember. I mean, we had chickens. There was never any light yolks or anything. So my understanding was that if they ate a good diet, they would have more yellow. It didn't have to be pigmented, just like a really good diet. Then that would just naturally be more, just like, okay, if you're unhealthy, maybe your blood is not quite as red as if you have plenty of hemoglobin and your blood is bright red, okay? But you don't have to eat red stuff to have red blood, right? It's the hemoglobin. So that's how eggs were for me. Yeah, I do think it's really suspicious that they said that the white ones would have the same nutrition. What they eat is going to affect the nutrition of the egg, obviously. Now, maybe it's perfectly fine to eat, but... Are we in the middle of the universe? The middle of the Milky Way. The Milky Way galaxy, right? Did he say universe? Did I screw that up? I thought he said... galaxy. It looks so wrong. They look like they're already hard-boiled. Primarily determined by the pigments found in the hen's food. If the hen's diet contains food like wheat, white corn, or sorghum, their yolks can be very light, like in white. There's no way I'm eating that. I don't care how many scientists try to prove what... I have never seen that, and I'm 55 years old. Yes. I agree with that person. Highly suspicious. See, like, by this storyline, it shouldn't be that uncommon. Because there's all kinds of foods that a chicken can eat that aren't yellow. I'm trying to get hydroxyapatite toothpaste. It has a weird texture, almost a gel, and isn't foamy. Actually, I got some of that too. I just got it on Amazon. Tasted a little salty. Not horrible. I just didn't feel like it got my teeth very white, so I don't use it that much. Charcoal is... So they make a toothpaste with the charcoal already in it. It has no fluoride or anything. So that's what I buy. You can get that on Amazon too. I only brush with coconut oil for years now. My husband used to make fun, but now he's doing the same. Actually, that's an interesting idea. I might want to mix it up with a little coconut oil. That should kill a lot of bacteria. Bacteria do not like coconut oil. The cavity kind, the sugar-loving cavity bacteria do not like saturated fat. Trying to think, did I know I did do some like oil pulling a while back where I put cinnamon in there just to kind of give it a little less of a, I don't know, it just tastes less like you're putting fat in your mouth if it has cinnamon in it. But then the cinnamon is kind of ugly because now you've got like these dark red dots everywhere, so then you got to rinse really good. So yeah, I haven't used a real I haven't used that fluoride ones in eons. You know, they always used to kind of burn my mouth, and I used to complain about it, and my mom would be like, yeah, quit whining and stuff, but it's like, yeah, I'm not doing it. Okay. Apparently we have moths that act like kind of like spiders. So this is a moth web. Some years ago, it started to be that the spiders would gang all together and make this giant group web, and they would like cover trees. And at first they just said it was because there was a big flood and all the spiders got stuck in the tree, and then they made a big web. But then it just became a thing that spiders sometimes just all gang together and cover everything. But now moths do it. So these moths, they all gang together and then they just cover everything. So this tree here, this base of this tree just got covered with moth webs. And it's ermine moth caterpillars. It's actually the caterpillars, sorry, that do it. So here, this tree here, this is completely covered in caterpillar web, I guess, whatever you call it. Here's another one. So the story then is that they cover all of the bush with the web, and then nothing can get at them or their food. It seems like this wouldn't be very good for the bush, but I guess some sun would get through and stuff. So they all gang together, and then they just cover like tons of stuff, like a whole tree apparently. And these are the adult moths here, an ermine moth. So the thumbnail I had was some of this kind of stuff. It wasn't this exact one, but there's the guys doing their hungry larva caterpillars of the ermine moth, which cocoon themselves in webs before pupating into adult moths. But they also cocoon their entire tree. So, I mean, they must be pretty efficient spinners because they're almost outputting so much web here just to get these leaves. I mean, like, how many leaves do you have to eat to make an acre of this stuff? You know, it's like, I mean, spiders, they used to be kind of conservative on their web, right? They just used just enough to catch things. They didn't, like, make a giant blanket mat of their webbing. Craziness. But that's where we are now. Caterpillars in Cambridge Park looks like a horror film. So I guess they covered everything. What is that thing? Buff ermine caterpillar molting. Okay. So. You know, I'm kind of confused. So caterpillars molt now? So in my timeline, they used to just grow from their egg, get big, and then they go in their pupa. But I guess now what, they molt through different stages. That is interesting. That is definitely a Mandela for me. Okay. Ermine moth. Oh, so one thing weird was apparently they're like everywhere. Look, here's here's all the species of these ermine moths that cover everything with webs. Small to medium-sized moths, 0.3 to 1.2 inch. Nocturnal. Okay, so here's all the kinds. I didn't click on all of them, but it kind of get the impression they're all over the place. And here they're talking about the UK. We often receive reports of ghostly silken webbing covering sections of hedgerows and individual trees. Although it can look sinister, don't be alarmed. The most likely culprit is a harmless caterpillar. And this was some kind of UK thing. Scotland, England, Wales. This was Dorset. Alright, so I don't know. I guess they often receive reports, so often this happens in the UK. I don't know if you Brits remember this business. Yeah, I feel like there'd be a lot of white yolked eggs if they had to eat something orange. England has kind of bent around a lot, so yeah, it's kind of like, it's kind of went like that a little, coming towards the mainland. It looks bigger compared to the mainland too. All right, this one, I think this one Jackie found, golden tortoise. So we're getting more of these colorful insects. So this one looks like gold, but then if it gets scared, it turns that color. And this is not the first one we found with these weird clear carapace cover thingies. But this is the first one I've seen that has that clear carapace, but turns gold or orange, depending on how upset it is on that day. That's the larva. Okay. Charidotella sex punctata tortoise beetle. So it can either be that or that, apparently. Everything color changes now. And then here's the pupa. So what, it's got weird fringy bits? Is that feet? It's got a little sticky uppy butt thing. This is like a creepy critter, dudes. That's a tortoise beetle. That's a tortoise beetle. Oh, I think this is Kelly Morpha. It's a different one. Okay. Ugh. There's so many weird ones now. Makes me think this earth is fake. I don't think reality is as solid and real as we thought it was. That's for sure. And it may just be like a projection onto our senses. Like, kind of like the Matrix. We're really just a consciousness, and then we're stuck into this meat suit. So the meat suit is showing us all these senses and stuff. So that's one of the reasons why for meditation, there's supposed to be benefit in learning to just kind of stop paying attention to your senses, stop paying attention to your thoughts. If you learn to stop paying attention to them, they tend to fade out. They like attention, but if you stop giving it, they'll fade out. And they'll be around a little bit, but they'll just be weaker. They just won't be loud. And you sort of withdraw from your senses, and then weird stuff happens, as best I can say. It's almost like you unhook a little bit from the meat suit, then you can kind of see past the meat suit. So yeah, it could be that it's all just projected. The meat suit is like the projecting device. So this is a different one than the one we had on before that was gold or silver. This one has the gold, but it has dots, and it has that clear carapace thing, and this one can change color. And there's also now one that was like gold, but the pupa that, they go into the pupa stage, the pupa was like bright gold and shiny like metal, but not the bug itself, although I don't know what the bug in there was going to look like. Have you tried squeezing the soul more into your body? Because the soul is huge, right? Most of you is outside the body. But what if you squeeze yourself more in your body, like compressed? That's weird that you said that, because some years ago, since I wasn't very healthy, I tried acupuncture. And although I did feel better after a session, the problem is that it would only last about 24 hours, and then it would just go back to the way it was. So it just didn't end up being that effective for me. But one thing I did notice when I was laying there is I could kind of feel like, I don't know, like I got a sense of more me out here, and kind of how it would kind of, like different places of the pins would kind of affect the shape. And it would just kind of, as I laid there for an hour, it would slowly kind of morph into a different shape. And so I practiced, like, I could just do this myself. I don't need him to poke the pins in, right? So, like, sometimes when I felt real crappy, but then he would put the pins in, and a lot of times he would have ones where it would kind of, the center me would kind of come in, right? So I would just do, okay, I'll just feel around for that and suck it in myself. And actually, I'm pretty fast at sucking it in, and I would feel better. So I don't know what all that was, because if you ask them what they're doing, the people putting the pins, they'll say that there's these meridians and I didn't feel any of that. I just felt like this ballooning out, and then, maybe it, like sometimes it would get real flat up here. So what I was experiencing from my perspective didn't seem really related to what they thought they were doing. So I don't know if it's because mine is real and theirs isn't, or it's just a different thing that I can perceive, but they're both real, or what. But this is it was weird for me, because I had no idea or thought before it happened that I would be able to do that. But that's the other reason I don't go anymore, because I feel like I can just kind of suck it in on my own, and that's kind of the impression. Usually if I'm feeling really emotional and kind of out of control, and it literally just kind of suck it in right around here, and then I just settle down. Now I have to remember to do it, because sometimes I'm up, my brain is far around, scattered around, and I don't even remember to do it. But if I remember to do it, it works pretty good. So maybe, I don't know, is that my soul? I don't even know it. I don't know. I just know phenomenologically how it felt. I've never tried to squish the whole thing in there, though. I'm kind of like nervous about it, because those things that I did when he did the pins, that made me feel better, and then I know that I'll feel better, but I'm actually very sheepish about just jamming on parts. Because what if I will feel worse or it's bad for you, you know? Okay, so this one was found by Jackie. She was just talking about, like, how do you even say it? Uranus, we'll call it Uranus. So she kind of found it, but I think she was talking about something else about it, and I was just looking it up. Oh, she was talking about the rings, because she doesn't remember the rings. I think we've talked about that before, but I kind of was glancing at it, and they said it's a ice giant, and I actually don't really remember. It's a gaseous ice giant. I don't remember there being gaseous ice giants. I remember there being ice planets and gaseous planets and giant planets, but not gaseous ice giant planets. I don't think they were both ice and gaseous. Somehow this thing is both a gaseous and an ice planet. And what's more is that it is made of water, ammonia, and methane. So Uranus has a bunch of water in there that's somehow gaseous and ice. I feel like if I had heard that as a child, I'd be like, well, what? It's made of water, ammonia, and methane in a supercritical phase of matter, which astronomy calls ice or volatiles. I just don't get how it's a gas planet and an ice planet. The planet atmosphere has a complex layered cloud structure. Blah, blah, blah. All right. I didn't check the rest of it, but I don't remember there being water on there. I don't remember it being gaseous ice. So, little off for me. I tried acupuncture once, didn't seem to help much. I guess you have to do a lot for it to be beneficial. What I have heard, if it's still true, is that for about 1/3 of the population, it's pretty strong effect. You will really feel it. And you don't have to do it a lot. You will feel it. I feel like that I definitely fit in that category. As far as, yes, I could very much feel it. Like I'm sitting there going, I think my main concern the first time was, will the pins hurt? Try not to be a weenie when they poke them in. I didn't really expect to feel a lot. I thought I was just going to like chill out and then hopefully maybe the pain would go away. Like I didn't expect to feel energy moving and this and weird. And I didn't expect any of that. So that was pretty strange for me. And I think I fit in that 30% that has a strong reaction. The other 30%, they said, kind of has a middling reaction, and then another 30% has like none. Maybe it should be 33% because I'm feeling like we're missing 10% of the population. But yeah, so the other third, like they don't feel anything, and it did kind of sound like the amount you feel it does seem to be correlated with how much good it actually does. So it does seem like maybe 1/3 of the population, it just doesn't really help you. So who the heck knows why that is? So yeah, I fit in the third that felt it a lot, but I guess maybe, I don't know, is it because I'm stubborn? Or I am what I am and you can't make me change by just poking pins in me and I have to change in my head first? Maybe that's it. I've always been kind of like that. When people try to do healing on me, I'm like, yeah, it's going to work, but it's going to go right back the way it was before. I have to fix what's in my head. Seems to be the deal. So that might be why it sprung back. But, it was worth it in the end because I learned a lot. I don't know what it is I learned, but I got a feel for it. It's like it's always there, so I don't feel it. But then when it was moving around, when I was just sitting there quietly with nothing else to think about, and I could feel it moving around, and then that let me know how it feels. It's like when it moved, now I can feel the movement, and that let me know it was there because I couldn't even feel its existence before. But now I just kind of have to remember back to how it feels and then feel it again, and then I can. So yeah, if you go, see if you can feel the thing. I mean, like, I don't know, like, if that's common or not. They are gaseous because they don't have a truly solid surface, but that gas is frozen. So, like, I do remember Pluto being, like, icy, but, like, how is Uranus different? It's also icy. Like, how do you have an icy gas? That's the thing. It's not gas, it's ice. So there's that apatite, hydroxyapatite is it's just like a mineral that is supposed to help remineralize your teeth, but it just has a slight salty taste. It's not on purpose, but because it has hydroxyapatite in it, it has a slight salt taste. They try to cover it over. It's not real strong. It's not as bad as pure salt, but my first pre-Mandela was seeing the Book of Enoch. Was kind of shocked that never existed. Yeah, I totally agree. Enoch, it's an older Mandela, but it is definitely a Mandela for me. Pluto is rocky like Earth, but it's frozen. I thought Pluto was mostly ice. All right, let's see. This, I am actually quite sure at one point it was. They said all of those were icy moons, mostly ice. They even said they're like dirty snowballs. But maybe not anymore. Wiki. That was actually the famous thing about Pluto, was it was icy. All right, everything I didn't want to know. See if we can get over to ice. Ice. Pluto is made primarily of ice and rock. It's not really narrowing it down. How much ice and how much rock? All right, that's the naming. Calculated Pluto's albedo for the first time, finding it matched that for methane ice. This meant Pluto had to be exceptionally luminous for its size and therefore could not be more than 1%. The blah blah. Okay. Solstices. Surface. 98% nitrogen ice. The plains on Pluto's surface are 98% nitrogen ice with traces of methane and carbon monoxide. Nitrogen and carbon monoxide are mostly abundant on the anti-Charon face. Blah. The mountains are made of water ice. Actually, yeah, I don't remember Pluto having water either, but I guess when they say ice, it's implied. Okay, so the mountains are water ice. The plains are nitrogen ice. Sputnik Planitia, the western lobe of the heart, is frozen nitrogen and carbon monoxide ice, which are divided into polygonal cells, which are interpreted as convection cells that carry floating blocks of water ice crust and sublimation pits toward their margins. Glacial flows both into and out of the basin. You know, like, man, it's gotten really red. I don't remember all that red crap on Pluto. Spectral visual imaging of Pluto, enhanced color to bring out differences in surface composition. Okay, so it doesn't have all the red stuff. Okay, here we see what it's made out of. Water, ice, liquid water, ocean, silicate core. Okay, I'm all thinking maybe this is a little newer for me, because at least at one point... Okay, am I thinking way back to the 70s? It was just a planet. But then, like, around the 90s and stuff, they were saying, oh, it's just like a big snowball. You know, they didn't say it had a silicate core with water ice crust. They just... I don't know. Probably changed a bunch of times. Sun has water? No, come on now. I feel like you're messing. Does the sun have water? Water? No, come on. Water vapor in cooler regions called sunspots, where the temperature is only 350 C, 3,500 C. The sun has water. Come on. This is such a scam. Water vapor. And how come it didn't evaporate? Research indicates the sun might play a role in the formation of water on other celestial bodies. I feel like this is just... I mean, this is not like a joke, right? It's not April Fool's. Researchers affirm that water exists on the sun. You see, how can I take reality seriously? How did water get on the sun? Yes, thank you. How did it stay on the sun? This is such a scam. How did I miss that? Sorry, thanks for the laugh. Boiling, vaporizing. It should have been vaporized instantly, and like moisture it should be gone. Like, where does it come from? Yeah, see, they can say anything. Exactly. They can say anything, and they will, and it just shows up. That's where our water came from, the sun. Oh, actually, they're going to say it's from asteroids or something. Let me go back to the sun. I want to see the funny stuff. Water is all over the solar system in this timeline. Most water molecules are older than the solar system itself. They were just hanging out in a big cloud of dust and gas. So the sun, which holds 99% of the solar system's mass, had to have scooped up some of that water. Of course it did. The question was, could those water molecules stay water? Or were the scorching temperatures so high that every bit of H2O was doomed to crack apart into hydrogen and oxygen? Like, I don't see how they wouldn't. I mean, if just sitting on the ocean and Earth and they evaporate. See these dark patches, the sunspots. Only 3,500 degrees C. But it's cool enough for water molecules to survive in vaporized form. But just because the water vapor can survive there doesn't mean it's actually there. Hence the long and arduous hunt for water on the sun. So they're using spectroscopy, measuring the exact blend of light wavelengths that the star gives off. In the 70s, astronomers detected water vapor signature in the light of red giant stars. What? No, they didn't. There was no water in the red giant suns in the 1970s. That was not a teaching. I'm sorry. The average surface temperature is the same range as the sun's sunspots. And finally, in the 90s, scientists found that they were looking for H2O can indeed hang out in those cooler, darker patches. Yeah, Shari, it's still the case. Thanks for the joke. Thanks for the heads up on this insane reality. Yeah, that's Anden, right? Anden. Jared Croft is Anden. Wasn't there an experiment 10 years ago where they deliberately sent 152 gallons of water to hit a region of the moon? I just remember them sending a missile, and then it hit, and then they said the moon rang like a bell. That's all I remember. I don't remember any suns anywhere containing water. Nobody does. Okay, well, there we go. So, I guess the difference between an ice gaseous planet is that it doesn't have the silica core, and the Pluto does have a silica core. I just don't get how ice is gas. I'm sorry. It just doesn't work for me. But I don't get how there's water on the sun. So maybe I'm just not smart enough or dumb enough for this reality. Okay, so maybe this is a good time to cover this one. I debated putting this in, but hey, you know, this is... So I guess there's this thing now that people drink camel urine, and it's supposed to be good for you. It's good for you, okay? It's cure for tuberculosis, hemorrhoids, increased size of gas, colic, anemia, blah, blah, blah. And it wasn't just, I guess it was all different kind of animals, but specifically they analyzed camel urine, and they said it's has 28 important elements. It has sodium, potassium, iron, zinc, magnesium, while chromium is higher in bovine urine. Camel urine also contains nanoparticles. I'm like, what? When did we get to this nanoparticle crap? Let's see, when was this even done? Okay, 2 years ago. Is that good or bad that it has nanoparticles? Crystals, nanorods, which offer potent selective cytotoxic activity against several lines of cancer cells. This is weird. I mean, you got nanorods. How do you know the nanorods don't hurt your normal cells? What in the hell is a nanorod anyway? It's believed that the camel's urine has therapeutic effect for a wide range of diseases such as chill is a disease, chill, fever, or even tumors. Therefore, it has been consumed in the Arabian Peninsula for a long time. Usually, patients take it directly or by mixing a few drops with camel milk. Camel urine is also used for therapeutic purposes, mostly widely in Asia, Africa, and the United States, the United Kingdom, and other countries. Really? I somehow missed the memo. Did you people in the UK hear about this? What about you in Europe? Because I sure did not hear that it was widely consumed for therapeutic purposes. The religious aspect of using camel urine in treatment comes from the fact that there has been convincing evidence that the Prophet Muhammad suggested the use of camel urine to treat his companions who were suffering from abdominal pains at the time. Camel urine has anti-diabetic, anti-cancer, antibacterial, antiviral, and antifungal properties. It is also hepatoprotective, so I think that's liver protective, and cardiovascular effects. Okay, so there you go. Camel urine. The new medicine? I feel so trolled right now. When I found out they used lion urine in pharmaceutical creams, I was like, ew, now camel? Hey, that's just going on your face. You didn't eat it. Taurine is bull pee, is it? Is that what they get? But I'm sure they take the pee and they just strain the taurine out of it. They didn't give you the whole pee. Source of taurine. For supplements. Oh my gosh. The taurine found in energy drinks is not derived from animals. It is plant-based. Taurine sources. How do they make taurine supplements? Chemical synthesis from amino acids like cysteine and methionine. Yeah, where did they get the cysteine and methionine from then? Because those are just other aminos. Usually reactions between ethylene and sodium bisulfate to form ethanoic acid, which is then used to obtain the synthetic form of taurine. Now, maybe they did at one time get it from there. This misconception arises from the fact that taurine was first identified in the bile of an ox, not from bull semen or urine. Today, taurine used in supplements and energy drinks is typically produced synthetically in laboratories. So it's vegan. The vegans can eat it. Okay. I would not be shocked if this was true at some point, but currently appears not to have been a thing. You know, I mean, the way things are going, I wouldn't be shocked if they, like, it tasted like effing lemonade and it was great for you and it cured cancer. I mean, like, that's the crazy world we live in. All right, so after that was all icky, I thought I'd put this one in. This one is just, I don't know if it's a Mandela, but it's cool. So there's a city in Poland where it's all just like one big long road. And it looks like then the yards behind are these like colored strips. So, I don't know, they're all growing different things on them. Is that why they're all different colors? So you get this long, this like your yard is like this giant dog run that's like super, super long. This is like so cool though. I mean, check it out. So there's the house. This is your yard. I don't see any fences, but like, how come it's all bendy too? It's like crazy. So there's it's Sulozowa village in Poland. 6,000 people who live on one street. So they just have one street. I think they're lying because I see two streets right here. It splits. They're fibbing. Anyway, it's sort of along one street anyway. With some long driveways. And some really long yards. It's the yards that make this look so cool. Somehow I managed to live decades of life with never seeing this very cool little spot. I mean, these are long yards. If you fenced it, you could have the world's longest dog run. You could like race horses. Nope, that's a different one. Nope, there. That is Sulozowa. Looks like sometimes they'll have the houses stacked too. Like it looks like there's 3 or 4 houses going back over here. I guess if you want to put more houses, maybe they don't have 10,000 rules and it'll take 15 years to get permission. You can just build another one and another one. Somehow you'd have to get around the first one with your car to the second one probably. But it looks like that's what happened. They just keep stacking them in there. Anyway, that's cool. And I figure, hey, we can have something nice after the other subject. See, like, I get it that sometimes they take one part of a chemical out of a beaver and then they purify it and they use it for one thing. But that's not really the same thing as just slurping back some urine, okay? That's like a whole nother level. All right, horses. Horses are getting effing big. All right, so this is and this is a legit kind, Romanian heavy draft. Now, I looked before for what is the heaviest horse breed, and this breed did not show up. This breed is obviously bigger than a lot of the others, and it's ridiculous. Let me just go to Google for this. I mean, look at the distance between the legs. I just don't think that, like, these horses would survive in my old timeline. They look like there's something really wrong with them. That one's not real, is it? I feel like that can't be real. It can't be, right? This got to be an AI, right? Tell me it has to be an AI. All right. Okay, these are just big horses. They're not that thing. Okay. All right, so that was an AI image. Do not scare me like that. This one, on the other hand, I think is legit. And I think it's ridiculous. and 15 Pastors breeds for heavy riders over 300 pounds. So they say the horse can take, what, 20% of their weight? So if they weigh 1,200 pounds, they should be able to carry a 300-pound rider. Is that right? If they weigh 2,500, I think they said. Yeah, so 2,500 said be 250. Yeah, they could carry a 500-pound person then. Craziness. I mean, you'd have to give a little bit for the saddle and stuff, too. So I guess that horse is not even supposed to be fat. That's just how they are. Because I look at that one, I want to say, man, he's fat. But no, it looks like the rib cage goes down almost this whole way. And they must eat so much. Anyway, I'm really suspicious about these things showing up. Something seems a little off. All right, Romanian heavy drafts. Oh yeah, I didn't mention who found those ermine moth caterpillars. That was Bill again. Caterpillars left webs like spiders. The Uranus ice giant thingy kind of indirectly was Jackie. Sulozawa. One road, 6,000 people. That was Mark Tyus. Good find, Mark Tyus. Okay. Make sure everybody got their credits in. Alright, this one I found. So a while ago we had that there was this weird dog breed that I didn't think existed before that showed up that had like extra bendy legs and stuff. Well, now apparently dingoes also have the extra bendy legs and joints and stuff. Wait, quit that. So here you could see that this dingo, it looks like a kind of ordinary dog, but you can just put the legs out to the side as if it was a human, and this doesn't injure this dog because their shoulders are unusual. And they also apparently have the weird super flexy wrists that other dog breed had. So this is now a way that you can tell a dingo from an ordinary dog. I think it's kind of... I think we might be heading to where dingoes are an ancient breed instead of just a bunch of escaped dogs from a long time ago that bred together. Because now they have these special traits that they didn't used to have, which is this bendy business. Alright, so like, see how this one's all sitting weird? Well, it's because they just have super bendy joints. So he's not broken or anything, he's just sitting like a goofball. So apparently, you know, this helps them, like, climb trees and stuff. So she's demonstrating the legs. So this is not injuring this dog because their legs will bend easily like this. So basically they can just, if you think it's a Jindo, assuming that you can touch them, you can just check by the bendiness of the limbs. So this was not a thing. I used to have a dog that looked a lot like a Jindo. She wasn't. I mean, she was found in the streets of LA, and I don't think she was. She didn't have the right behaviors for a dingo, but I did a lot of looking on, just researching on dingoes because it was just so interesting that she looked like one. And see, unusual flexibility of soldiers, and none of this ever showed. It just. And then I just randomly found it earlier today, of course. Yeah, no, I think these are bigger than Clydesdales, frankly. These horsies. I love those big chunky horses. You know, I like how they look, but those might be a little bit big for me. The other concern I guess I'll have is that, you know, are they going to be able to carry that weight safely on their hooves? And if you have an injury, is it going to be worse? And then for some of those big drafts, there is an issue with shoeing them because they're so big that I guess they can't just lift a foot. So you have to put a special stock thing that holds them upright so when you pick up the foot that they won't fall over, basically. So there's a lot going on with these big horses. When's the last time I checked Abraham Lincoln's statue? I've got so many today. I might do that on another day. I've changed close to home. Dingoes on Fraser Island. I don't know if there was dingoes on Fraser Island. There's so many weird little islands showing up around Australia anyways, so I would probably bet no, there wasn't, but I mean, who knows. Alright. Oh, I've made some rapid progress because I'm already to there, but there's still some more on here I want to do. Hey, I might get to Lincoln Memorial. Okay, there was one more that somebody on Redcon mentioned. Mark 1978 user on Redcon. I guess Scooby-Doo no longer says Ruh-roh Raggy anymore. If you remember, Scooby-Doo was the dog, and so when the dog talked, it was like Ruh-roh Raggy. And so Ruh-roh Raggy is gone, and everything's gone. Every saying you ever said was never said, I guess, is how it works now. So no more Ruh-roh Raggy. Checking to see if I got everything. Yeah, okay, let's do Lincoln Memorial. Hey, why not? Link. Alright, see if we can spell at all. You know what? I think I'll put this in Google. Oh, you know, I had another one I want to put on here. I'll do that one in a second. So last time he moved indoors. I don't think you were here for that, but yes. So he used to be like out. And I actually visited this when I was 10. And I am absolutely freaking positive that it was like here. And I always thought it was a weird choice to have it sort of under the eaves, but yet outside. But yeah, so that was Lincoln was here. But now Lincoln is back in here. He's got this yammer up here. The hearts of the people whom he saved in the Union. Yeah, that wasn't there. Has there been a change since that last time? Oh, that tie looks, I think, possibly even more weird. Does that look like a giant creeping hand choking his neck? Or is that just me? What is that? I think the tie has gotten worse. You know, the other thing is this area here, it's all like just like it's not ordered. Like, I don't remember his chest kind of sticking out right here and then the vest being all like, and it's all pinchy tight, so it looks like it doesn't fit good. I don't think I remember that. So yeah, I think yeah, I don't think that was there. Tab here, I don't remember this. So I would say there's change. I think this ridiculous tie has gotten even stupider looking. Is it me, or is his hand even more clenchy and more off the side? He's like... It used to be gently clenched. Now he looks like he's really grinding some teeth and sleep or something with this clutchy thing. There's something about his eyes, too. It just kind of... He looks very... I don't know. Like his stomach hurts or something. I mean, it's like... His eyes are wide. He just looks... I don't know. He looked a little more stately before. Now he just looks a little more, like, uncomfortable. This hand, I think, is definitely clenched more. I do not remember his thumb sticking out like this. Okay, so yeah, changes there, changes to the two hands. Did his ears always stick out ridiculously like that? Did he get bigger ears? Dang, I'm not sure, but it just seems like his ears are huge now. Ooh. I don't know, there's just something about the ears. Alright, that. I'm sure that's CGI'd, but it is funny. Alright, I'm assuming that that was a mock-up because the real thing is bigger. Anybody else notice anything? Those fins on the sides of his chair faded away. What are they called? Oh, I don't know. I can imagine laser beams coming from his eye. Is there a step under his feet? Let's see. You know, yeah, I think you're right. Wasn't it just like a big square before? Oh, yeah, here. Okay, yeah, no, that wasn't how it was. It just stepped off the edge. You're right. You are so right. You're right. That has changed. How did I not see that? I looked at the feet sticking off, but you're right. I don't remember that step being there. And it's just sort of suddenly there, too. Like, it's not really part of the chair or anything. Ah, interesting. Yeah, good find. Good noticing. Yeah, you know, I was looking at this, and I'm just not sure, but I don't think I remember it being, like, 2 levels like that. I thought it was just, like, a big square. Now, maybe I wouldn't have noticed if it was beveled on the end on the bottom here, but I don't remember that part for sure. I'm a little suspicious about the rest of it. What is this line here? Either there's this line, and here there's... Okay, so, yeah, there's more beveling here, and I don't think there was... So this line is just, what, suddenly... Why is there a line that's only on one side? Maybe, is it over there, but we just can't see it? I mean, like, I don't see anything on that side. Now I see it on this side. Anyway, I'm suspicious about those lines. What is going on with those? So what, you can only see it on the side you're on? Now I can't see it on either side there. All right, there. So yes, it's on two. There's one here, one there. Dang, this almost looks like it's a different color from that one too. Now, look at that. That, I think, is a different color. Oh, I don't think that was a thing either. Okay, yes, you guys saw some good stuff. What else? Have you ever ridden a horse? I'd be afraid of falling off. I know I rode when I was a kid, and I don't know. I wasn't really afraid of falling off. You know, it's not that high up there for starters, and it's not like they try to stomp the crap out of you if you fall off. I mean, you might by accident, but so I wasn't really scared of it. I didn't really feel like I'd fall off. I think I was more than a bit of a daredevil though back then, and kind of still am. And I have pretty good balance. Secondhand suit. Both hands were resting. Yeah, the hands have been sneaking around. Then there was one clenched hand, but now, like, this one sort of clenched the chair. I think he used to be relaxed position. This one's the one that's changed the most for me. He did have a little like this, but now he's like, grrr. This is a nervous clench now. It wasn't like that. The fauces, those have been there for quite some time. Head more tilted. For me, that is, anyway. Head more tilted. Maybe more tilted forward. I'm not sure. The whole thing looks weird, but I think that tie it looks like some hand is going... It's like a face hugger missed his face and got him on the neck. Look at that thing. That is so ridiculous. Shut it. There we go. What is this thing? I remember there being a stupid looking tie, but I don't remember it being that insane. Yeah, see, this doesn't fit good anymore. Ooh. Frankly, is it me or is the whole... Wait a minute, why is there stars on here? What is this business? The whole thing kind of looks a little more shabby. Like, these are not carved as carefully. It doesn't look like as good a job, actually. It looks kind of... What's this line thing here? Huh. The quality of the shoes, I don't know. It just looks kind of Yeah, I agree. It's just less precisely carved. It looks more amateurish. More detail in the hair. Yep. Yeah, I think so. Well, is it going the way of the pyramids then? It's just going to be scaggy? Pretty soon it'll be like Homer Simpson sitting up there. Alright, we have 15 minutes. What have we not? What about Shiva at CERN? We haven't looked at Shiva at CERN. I actually did look at it a few weeks ago, but This one has not shifted much for a while. Wait a minute. That face. I mean, the face is... That face has gotten, like, really fat. Alright. Something's a little off here. Since last time I looked at it. Alright, let's look at the... okay. That back is definitely twisted more around. The butt used to be more back facing, so the whole thing is more twisted now. So you see the side of the butt. That has definitely changed. Okay, I need a picture with a lot in it. So the face, dang, the face. Okay, so there's a weird little goofy smile on that face that I don't remember. The eyes are very simplistic now. They used to be realistic. And the face has gotten really fat, and the neck is fat. So this was much more elegant looking head with a more elegant looking neck before. Now we look at this fat neck. That neck looks like ridiculous. It's too fat. It wasn't like that before. Trying to... I thought that this one in the hand... Okay. This is... I think that this one was different than these, but now it looks like it's the same. But there's this... I don't remember there being this disc thing. Like, it looks like there's a bowl of fire now. I don't remember there being a bowl of fire. I remember just holding the fire. Okay, so that's changed. There's... The fire is a little... more like that, and there's a bowl. Okay, now here, this is held at a different angle, whatever the heck this is. This is not the angle it was before. The snake got bigger. There's another little snake over here. I don't think this little snake was here. There was just this guy. There was this snake. I don't think this little one here was there. There's a little bungly thing on the pants. That was not there. This thing that's right here. This one's a little bit better carved, I think. This one just keeps kind of phasing in. It gets a little bit more detail over time. So a lot of people don't remember that being there, but it showed up years ago. So it just keeps phasing in. There might be some changes on this pedestal, but I'm not sure. Face. Shiva is standing totally out of the ring. Oh, let's see. Okay. Now, she has been on that dude for a while, but that is a good point. Is she out more than before? Possibly. I think it's a dude now, right? Shiva's a dude. But the face used to be more neutral. Now, I don't know. Now it's that neck, it's a different kind of face. Oh, you know, I think that headdress thingy has gotten a little bigger too. But, you know, not the drastic changes that we've seen. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, see, is that really him now? He's gotten more detailed. Yeah, there was no way the detail was this good before. Oh, these ear things. I don't think those were like that before. No, you can't really see him from a distance. She was androgynous now. Oh, it was a female, then it was a male. Now it's whatever you want it to be. What other one should we look at? The Statue of Liberty, maybe? I did look at that a few days ago and I didn't notice anything, but I didn't look like really hard. Ooh. So the last time that on the old crown that triangle thing showed up. Oh, that was the old torch, that is. The old torch. But this, on the main unit... It seems like a lot of the changes have settled down. I think there's little holes in the... Right here, at least. That little hole, I don't think was in the pedestal before. Here... This hole, I don't think that was there. Okay, we got these big giant circles. Were those there? I don't remember that. And now it's got this vintage brick look. Wait a minute. Oh, there's been a lot of changes to this. I don't remember these swoopy things here either that look like waves. I don't remember this vintage. It's kind of like a crude... dungeon style. I thought it was a nice, smooth, nice looking. Maybe walking just a tad more than before. Maybe. You know, this one too, maybe the carving's a little bit less quality. That hand looks kind of scaggy. I'm looking at this hand and it's very kind of blocky. It looks like a robot hand. Ooh. I wonder if the torch is bigger. Look at how long that is, and it's so fat. Kind of feeling like the torch... Like there's more... I feel like this is really fat now, the torch grabby handle spot. And I don't remember it being like an obvious different color than this. It's all like dark, and this is light. And I definitely don't remember that being a different color than that. Well, that looks weird. I'm quite sure that this was not some weird color than that. There's a lot of stuff going on with this fringe too. Something's off with all this. Oh, there's like a cage up here for walking. I don't remember that cage being up there for walking. So, I don't think so. It's on that one. Ooh, here's a nice view. Those eyes are weird. I think they've changed a tad. What do you guys see? Anything? Close-ups of Shiva. Why it's there? Yeah, this face has changed. Okay, well, I don't see anything new there, so. You know what? I don't think I remember seeing the ears. I thought hair covered that. I don't think the ears were visible before. I keep looking at them. I'm pretty sure you could not see those ears. The hair was over and that was it. You just saw hair. See, look, that doesn't look right. The ears sticking out. This hair just kind of came down over here and that was it. And you know, for women, it's pretty common for the hair to cover those ears. So, looks like the hair is pulled back now more and there's ears. It'll be easier to not do the ears and just leave the hair. What's up with these dark stains? So there's these dark stains like snot and eye, like she's got punched. Oh, look at that. That's crazy. No, there were no images like that where she had like a black eye and a punched in nose, all dark like that. It's even worse on that one. I can't tell if it's under the nose or not. You have to... Huh. Okay, so that's not a good look. Looks like that has the dirty nose also. That one has it. Can't tell on that one. Still can't tell. That one has it. Alright, so she got like punched in the face and she's got a mangled undernose now. That was definitely not a thing. Thank you, $10. Woo! Thank you. I don't know, $10. So is that dollars? Let's see. I hope so. Thank you. I appreciate that. Helmet hair. She had it before, but I think the helmet hair covered the ears before. It's on her forehead. Let's see. Here. You know, maybe the hair just is pulled up a little bit more than before. It's time to go. So you gave it to me at the last minute. Very much appreciated. Thank you. Australia dollar. Ooh, that's even better. I think Australia dollars are stronger than the US dollars. Anyway, they're pretty close to US dollars. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. It's been the magic 2 hours. So I am heading out. It's past my bedtime. So thanks for everybody for coming. Very much appreciate it. Think good thoughts, everybody. This is Eva signing off for Once Upon a Timeline.